Now let's tell you about an old mystery that is back in the headlines. It is called the Havana Syndrome. We live in a world full of mysterious phenomena, the Bermuda Triangle, the Loch Ness Monster. They capture the public imagination, but nothing beats the Havana Syndrome. It has diplomatic intrigue and a dash of paranoia. And what exactly is it? Well, the term Havana Syndrome was first coined in 2016. Havana as in the capital of Cuba. The first case was detected there, hence the Havana Syndrome. It was used to describe a series of unexplained health incidents. They started at the American Embassy in Cuba. Now, the symptoms are no laughing matter, even though they sound like a classic hangover: headache, dizziness, and some cognitive issues. The embassy staff said they heard strange sounds. They experienced weird sensations, all while sitting in their hotel rooms. And how did it happen? Well, that is the big mystery. No one knows. Since 2016, there have been 200 cases of the Havana Syndrome. 200 cases. It has been reported in Australia, Colombia, Russia, Georgia, Kyrgyzstan, Poland, Serbia, Taiwan, China, Uzbekistan, even here in India. In 2021, the US Vice President Kamala Harris was visiting Vietnam. She was about to fly to Hanoi, but her flight got delayed. Do you know why? Because an American official in Vietnam reported the symptoms. So basically, it has been detected all over the world. If you watch sci-fi movies, you may have noticed how aliens only attack America. This is diplomacy's version of it. The Havana Syndrome only affects US diplomats and their families. No one else is harmed. So obviously, there's a lot of questions around it. Is it a genuine health concern, or is it just overthinking fueled by spy movies? Either way, the Havana Syndrome has the world in its grips, and now India is set to investigate it. It began with a petition in the Karnataka High Court. The petition was filed by a Bengaluru resident. It called for an inquiry into the syndrome in India. And the central government has responded to this. They have in fact agreed to investigate the matter. And here's something you must know. Till date, India has seen only one case of the Havana Syndrome. It was in 2021. The victim again was a US officer in New Delhi. He was part of CI Director William Burns's delegation. He's said to have experienced some weird symptoms, like the ones I described earlier. The officer even had to get some medical treatment, so it must have been serious. But the real intrigue lies in the alleged cause. Since the Havana Syndrome is only affecting US personnel, Washington jumped into action quickly. It looked at all the probable causes: secret weapons, psychological illness, nerve agents, enemy states. They explored all of it. At one point, this was a national security priority for the US. They blamed foreign powers. But soon that theory fizzled out. Do you know why? Because they had no evidence. It's been 7 years. They still have no evidence. The truth is still not out. The closest the US has come to an answer is microwave radiation. And even then, there is no evidence to back it. It almost sounds like a sci-fi movie where villains harness the power of sound to attack unsuspecting diplomats. Forget laser beams and invisible cars. The true weapon is the humble sound. And while we can make jokes about it, for the CIA, the Havana Syndrome is a very serious matter. They may not have found a reason yet, but it's not stopped them from compensating the victims. In 2021, US lawmakers passed a legislation. It was aimed at supporting victims of the syndrome. President Biden signed it into law the very same year. It's called the Havana Act in short, but the full form is a mouthful, and I will read it out for you. This is what it's called: the Helping American Victims Afflicted by Neurological Attacks Act, aka the Havana Act. Clearly, America spent more time on coining the acronym than probing the cause, but each victim with confirmed injuries is eligible to get, and listen to this, $180,000. It's a lot of money, especially for something that cannot even be proven. Now, India wants to investigate it and wants to find out more about this mysterious ailment. Is this an ailment really, or a case of cloak and dagger espionage? We say good luck. We also say reality is sometimes stranger than fiction.